With the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs finally upon us, I want to take you guys through my round-by-round predictions and my pick for the 2023 Cup Series Championship. But before we do that, I want to talk about all 16 drivers, starting from the 16 seed and going in ascending order. Starting with the 16 seed, Bubba Wallace. Bubba has had a career year with 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s with an average finish of 16.8. A career best for Bubba. While Wallace will make his first playoff appearance this year, I don't think it will be a deep run. The best case scenario for Bubba will maybe be a round of 12 appearance and make it close for the round of 8. But I will say this, if Bubba can run solid at Darlington like he did earlier in the year, run well at Kansas, like always, and survive Bristol, he could make the round of 12. And in that round, he could possibly throw a Hail Mary and win Talladega, and he could make the round of 8. 15 seed Kevin Harvick has had kind of a weird quiet year, going from possible championship contender last year to being a first round exit, and this year just kind of being an afterthought and not really making a lot of noise and just carrying SHR like usual. I personally don't see Harvick making a deep playoff run. This team has not had winning pace since Phoenix, where a poorly timed caution cost him the win, and I don't see Harvick winning a race in the playoffs. And for that, I see Kevin Harvick possibly being a first round exit for the second year in a row. Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has had his best season with JTG Daugherty and giving the team their best season ever. Stenhouse has remained relevant this season, and I could possibly see him making the round of 12. Earlier in the season, he had a 13th at Darlington and a 12th at Kansas, and Stenhouse has solid numbers at Bristol. But the problem with this though is the lack of playoff points for Stenhouse and the equipment he is in. So I can't see anything past a surprise round of 12 appearance for Ricky Stenhouse. Michael McDowell is the true feel-good story of the playoffs, but I don't think it will last long. Front row just does not have the pace on the intermediate tracks, and while this is a fantastic story to follow, I can't see anything past a round of 16 appearance. But who knows, if McDowell can limp through the round of 16 and have some heavy hitters fall out, well, we've seen what can happen at Texas, and with a super speedway and a road course in the round of 12, that presents 2 opportunities for McDowell to point his way or possibly win his way into the round of 8. Ryan Blaney, the guy who won the Coke 600 and that everybody thought would contend for the championship, and has been nothing but a disappointment since. Ryan Blaney captured the points lead after his Coke 600 win, and then crumbled with 5 finishes of 30th or worse in the last 11 races, and only has 3 top 10s in this span. So my prediction for Ryan Blaney is a round of 16 exit. I know a lot of you are questioning my judgment, but Blaney is historically mediocre at Darlington and Bristol, and overall, I do not feel good about Ryan Blaney's chances in 2023. Joey Logano has had a down year in terms of performance, but so has Team Penske as a whole. The defending Cup Series champion only has 1 win coming at Atlanta in the spring. Logano has been solid, but nowhere near the level he was at last year. So that's why I see him making the round of 8. I know, but hear me out. Logano in 2018, sleeper through the regular season, came on strong in the playoffs and won the championship. And he did the same in 2022. So that's why I see Joey Logano making yet another deep playoff run. The 10 seed Tyler Reddick has made the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row via a win earlier in the season at COTA. But all I'm going to say is I don't see Reddick making a deep run. Reddick has a ton of talent but can just never put it together and be consistent in the Cup Series. But lucky for Reddick, in the round of 16 there is Kansas, a Toyota and 2311 playground. I think he has to win this race in order to make a deep run. Because in the round of 12 there's Texas, where he won last year. There's Talladega, yikes, but there's also the Roval, which is where I think Reddick can really shine and win and possibly make the round of 8 for the first time. And who knows, maybe throw a Hail Mary and make the Final 4. Brad Keselowski and RFK have taken a massive step forward, and I think Brad is honestly a sleeper pick for the championship. I believe he will be good enough to pass the round of 16 easily, and I think with Talladega in the round of 12, Brad will shine and easily make the round of 8. And with some luck, and if he makes the Final 4, remember, he had top 5 speed earlier in the year at Phoenix, so hey, maybe he can win that 2nd championship. Ross Chastain and Trackhouse as a whole have regressed. They have not had speed, and honestly, I can't see Chastain even making the round of 8. Since his win at Nashville, he has had only one top 10 finish at Michigan. Chastain's team does not have momentum on their side, and it is hard to see him making another deep playoff run. Christopher Bell has had another solid year with JGR. Bell has been consistent like last year, but Bell has been quiet all year, and I think because of this makes him a dangerous threat to go deep in the playoffs. But the problem is that he's just not had race-winning pace much, if not at all in the entire season. While being solid, he is just not at the level he was last year, and it's just difficult to see him making the Final Four for a second year in a row. This season for Kyle Larson has been checkers or wreckers. While he has 2 wins and 10 top 5s, he also has the series' worst 6 DNFs. If Larson can avoid these mistakes and be more consistent throughout the playoffs, he can easily make the round of 8. In the round of 8, we have Homestead, which is Larson's playground. If Larson can avoid mistakes, make the round of 8, and win Homestead, Larson can challenge for this championship. And if you remember, Larson did run top 5 in the spring race at Phoenix and finished 4th. So who knows, maybe Larson can claim his second championship in 3 years. Kyle Busch has absolutely thrived with his new team in RCR, having 3 wins at Auto Club, Talladega, and Gateway. But lately, Kyle has not been too hot. In the last 7 races, Kyle has had 4 finishes of 20th or worse, including 2 DNFs at Loudon and Michigan. But I think Kyle Busch, like in years past, will crank it up in the playoffs and make a deep run, and potentially contend for his 3rd championship, and RCR's first championship since Dale Earnhardt in 1994. Chris Buescher has been nothing short of impressive this season, and right now he is on an absolute hot streak, winning 3 of the last 5 races, and all of a sudden is in the championship talk, and rightfully so. Chris Buescher has the 2nd best average finish with a 12.2, which is 2nd best in the series, only behind regular season champion Martin Truex Jr. In my opinion, Chris Buescher is a championship threat, and he will make a deep playoff run. 3C Denny Hamlin has had a bounce-back season after an inconsistent 2022. But Denny Hamlin this season has the potential to finally win that first championship. Hamlin has been consistent this year and has proven it with a 2nd place regular season finish. Hamlin has had pace, and he is in the championship talk. I believe he will make a run at the championship. From missing the playoffs last year to regular season champion this year, Martin Truex Jr. has been impressive, having 3 wins, 9 top 5s, and 15 top 10s, and an 11.8 average finish, the best in the series. Truex is one of, if not the championship favorite, and it's not hard to see why. He has been consistently up front and challenging for wins and leading laps. So for Truex and the 19 team, it's Final 4 or bust. William Byron has had an incredible breakout season, winning 5 races and being one of the only few drivers that can actually keep pace with Truex. This season for Byron has been incredible, besides a 60-point penalty which cost him 2nd place in the regular season and 5 playoff points. But other than that, Byron has had an incredible season, and with him winning Phoenix earlier this year, William Byron is definitely a favorite for the championship this season. So, now for the predictions. In the round of 16, I think Truex will win at Darlington, Tyler Reddick will win the race at Kansas, and Chris Buescher will win at Bristol. I think we can obviously eliminate Michael McDowell and Ricky Stenhouse, due to both JTG and Front Row not having the speed to contend with the bigger teams. I also think despite having Kansas, Bubba Wallace will be eliminated just simply due to a lack of playoff points. And in a shocker, I think Ryan Blaney will be eliminated in the round of 16, just due to not having good numbers at Darlington or Bristol, and I don't think he can be trusted to win at Kansas. In the round of 12, I think William Byron will win at Texas, Keselowski will snap his winless streak and win at Talladega, and a non-playoff driver in Chase Elliott will win the Roval. In this round, Kevin Harvick's farewell tour will end with a round of 12 exit, just simply due to the lack of playoff points and the tracks not really suiting his driving style. I also think Ross Chastain will fail to advance just due to the lack of momentum in that team and not really having any good tracks for him in this round. Tyler Reddick will be the 3rd driver to meet his end and be eliminated. I know he won Texas last year, but that race was full of attrition. so take it with a grain of salt. Also, Reddick is not good at super speedways, and I don't have confidence that he will win at the Roval. And I have Christopher Bell going out in the round of 12. In the round of 8, I think William Byron will get win number 7 on the season and lock himself into the Final Four. TRUEX will get redemption for a year ago and win Homestead, and I think Byron will win again at Martinsville, leaving 2 spots for grabs by opponents. And this is where I think Kyle Busch and Chris Buescher will make the Final Four. I think Logano and KESELOWSKI will miss due to not having the playoff points or the consistency. And I think LARSON will crumble with either a DNF or just a bad race. But the one that many of you may be questioning is Denny Hamlin. I don't believe Denny Hamlin will be able to outpoint either Busch or Buescher, and with him using Kyle Larson earlier in the season, twice, I think it will come back to bite him. So with that, the Final Four is set. Byron, Truex, Buescher, and Busch. Drivers that accounted for 14 of the 26 wins in the regular season. So, my championship prediction is William Byron. William Byron has been on another level this season, and I think he will sweep both races at Phoenix and come home with the championship in 2023 and give Rick Hendrick championship number 15. Well, that'll do it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video.